So now we've been sitting at negative 28 inches of mercury basically for a little bit. A lot of the bubbles have popped, a lot of them, there's still a couple left. These ones on the top aren't too big of an issue. Once we push our parts in, that'll actually push those bubbles out. Which is the great thing about this process. So what I'm going to do is give it a few more seconds. I'm going to turn off the vacuum and then devacuum the chamber, and then I'll show you how we pour or put the parts into these molds. Okay. So vacuum off. Slowly crack this valve so that we don't just blow the parts everywhere. That poor little one down right below this valve is getting a pretty good blast of air, which is kind of problematic. Wish that weren't the case. You need to be careful where you put this nozzle at the top relative to your molds. If you put it directly above it, it's just going to blow the hell out of it. It's problematic. We're getting there. We're down to almost negative 5 inches, which is real close to back to atmospheric. Alright, getting there, getting there, getting there. Wide open. Let's take the lid off. Now let's begin the fun part of inserting these two pieces together. So I'm going to start with pressing the fingertip down into its mold. You want to kind of push the nose of it first. Push nose in and then push the base in. You'll see some material ooze out. I know you can't see it, but believe me, it is there. And then I'm going to do the base part of the mold as well, or the medial mold. You want to try not to smear those things around too much because that'll introduce a bubble, and you don't want that. Again, it's not the end of the world if you get one, but again, we're trying to make a nice looking product here. Let's do the second fingertip. Doing this all inside the vacuum chamber, it makes it a little bit easier because I don't have to futz around with in and out, in and out. But it is kind of problematic in the fact that it definitely is in a hole. It's a pain in the ass. Oh, no. Okay. Fingertip mold. I hope that one turns out okay. That might be a bit of a problem. Now let's do these medial ones. This is the first time I've used these molds, so hopefully they work okay. So, again, we get on top and just push down. And you don't want to let it pop back up too much. Introduces bubbles, as I said. Pieces down. Okay. I'm going to find a weight real quick and actually set it on top of that. That might be a little excessive. Well, maybe it's okay. I'm going to try to do this proximal section. I don't know how this is going to work out. I hope it's okay. I'm going to set my mold down, pick my piece up, insert it into this mold. Again, all molds, make sure that you have mold release in them. If you do not, you're going to have a very bad time. Okay. That's in. What I want to do is just fill in these little voids that happened. My urethane is starting to kind of set. It's been a while, so things aren't quite as flowy as I'd like, but it will still very much so stick. Very careful with the amounts that you pour. The last thing I want is a big mounted up piece of mess on the end of this thing. So I'm trying to pour it to where it'll just get to the top. So we get this last one, that would be miraculous. this may be very problematic chaos. Add a little bit back to this old mold. It's not degassed, which is a bummer, but again, a few bubbles is better than no part. Let's pour into each of these little bubble voids that I have. Repairing is much harder than getting it right the first time. With these urethane systems, as I'm sure you can imagine. Okay, so that is good. My molds are closed. Press down, press down. This one is down. Maybe now I will try some small weights. I wish these were set up a bit better. Nope. I need something small. Maybe a 9 volt is enough. Just something to keep it there. Nine volts for the win. Okay, let's make sure we keep that out of the other part. If you want to get a super flat, smooth surface, we can take some acrylic and put down on the back side of that. But I think what I'm going to end up doing is actually wiping that off with some cotton swabs. These types of things, when you're doing this type of work, are absolutely amazing. Okay, there's that. Let's take out all this extra. You saturate one, you get another. Don't futz around with it and try to get cheap on it. So you'll end up just hurting yourself in the end. Let's take a... There's one tiny bubble I forgot to fill up. Let's see if I can take a super small amount of this everything. So one little drop. There we go. So I like to keep a tin of this stuff out, the container that I mixed it all in, just because it'll help me see when they are cured. That way I don't even have to mess with this box. I'm just going to put this lid on, just keep dirt out. I'm not going to draw a vacuum on it anymore. I've got all the bubbles out I should be able to get out. And there we go. We wait 18 hours. Let you guys know how it worked out. Cheers.